I want to have a look at a Haydn piano sonata in E-flat development section, because I think the most significant thing about development sections is their ability to prolong the essence of the tonic dominant motion in the first part of the sonata. So there's the first part of it, and I'm just going to again play through the main harmonies that I think are significant. So I'm really just playing at this, and what I'll argue, just as I argue with the Schumann piece and the Lachenmann, is that these harmonies, these are the things that are sort of moving the music forwards, and they're prolonged through the various things that the context is doing. So just playing through that section again. I'm just experimenting a bit more with the sounds and just sort of trying to hear what it is that actually remains in the memory when we listen to this. And then we have this sort of very disjointed section with just the motifs from the main sonata, and I'm just trying to pick out the harmonic movement. You see the harmonies are moving quite significantly here. I'm not actually interested in analysing where the harmonies are going, because I don't think that really explains what's happening here. What might be most important is to know that the harmonies are actually shifting in some way. And then we have this extraordinary sort of disrupted gesture, which is just a wonderful moment of Haydn. And then this very chromatic harmony, where we don't know where the hell are we going here. Taken into completely sort of foreign lands. Constantly turning the screw and wondering, how the tension's going to be released. Again, a real surprise, the B flat at the bottom there. And we know that that's the dominant, and that's leading us back to the tonic of the piece. So just going back to the beginning again. Just shift the music here. Now, if we say that the harmonic movement is the essence of it, and it may or may not be, in fact, but let's just have a look at the melody. So we go dum dum bum 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 bum, and that's certainly something we remember, and it's maintained through a coercive repetition. So we have it in a sort of imitative counterpoint anyway. And of course we've got this constant quaver rhythm, and I think that there is something there which is really binding it together. Now, the main motif of the the main motif of the sonata is this very disjointed da-da-da-da-dum. Now we come to the middle of the development section, where we have the harmonic shifts and an Alberti bass sort of driving a semiquaver rhythm all the way through. And then the rising scale falling. And those patterns are constantly repeated over this shifting harmonic background. So there's definitely some sort of harmonic disruption going on, along with the rhythmic coercion of the Alberti. And then we have our very extraordinary sort of disruption at the end. Now, and there's the recapitulation, which I haven't actually got on this score. Okay, so this is the end of the first section of the movement, and then we have the B flat chord, and then we lead into where we started, the beginning of the development section. So I'm just looking for other things that might be of interest, particularly reference. Now, the thing that's most interesting about any development is it takes us into new worlds, and I think this is the exhortative aspect of the music, this aspect which is constantly taking us into something new. And I think this taking into something new, of course, takes us away from what we felt to be prolonged, what we felt to be home, effectively. So I think there is actually, within a development section, the thing that differentiates it, and the thing that we all know from the classical textbooks, is that it takes us into many different tonal worlds. It explores the tonalities, and the reason why, I suppose we can suggest the reason why it does this is because its function is to prolong the essence of the whole movement.